Lethal Company is a phenomenal game. Back in my day, if we wanted to hear someone scream, we had to break into their house and hide in their basement or closet, potentially for hours. Now you just get them to play Lethal Company with you. It's fun, it's horrifying, and it has a hidden mechanic where your character can shoot rays from their eyes. Lots of games have this, but it's not an attack. It's a method of detecting what the player is looking at. In real life, your eyes record images and send them to your brain to be deciphered. If I were to show you this apple, you would immediately know that you could eat it. And if I were to show you this apple, you would immediately know that it's going to charge you thousands of dollars for a subpar product. Video game characters, much like most of the United States Congress, do not have brains and therefore need to be told exactly what they're looking at and what to do with it. So how do game devs make a character aware that it's looking at something it can interact with? We use something called a raycast. A raycast is an invisible line or ray that can be fired from any point in a game world toward any other point in that same world. If the ray hits anything on its way from point A to point B, then it returns information about the thing it hit. In the case of Lethal Company, the raycast that detects interactable objects is most likely fired from the center of the camera to a point some amount of units in the direction the character is looking. So the character can, and frequently does, shoot rays from its eyes. When the raycast hits an object, we now know things like what the object is and whether or not it's interactable. We can use that information to inform the game that it needs to do things like displaying interaction text and performing the interaction when the requisite button is pressed. Raycasts are some of the most important and commonly used tools in a game dev's arsenal. We use them almost as often as American police turn off their body cameras. And just like when the body cams turn off, the use of a raycast can mean we're about to end someone's life. This is because raycasts are often used for hit detection as well. First-person shooters use raycasts to determine a bullet's trajectory or straight up register hits in the case of a hit scan weapon. And we can use raycasts to register melee hits as well. There exists a special kind of raycasts called shapecasts that use primitive shapes such as cubes and spheres instead of rays to sweep for hits. These types of shapecasts are often referred to as hitboxes. They're kinda like colliders, but can be set to appear when we need them and disappear when we don't. Wish I could say the same about my wife, eh fellas?